Now to some sad news last week with the passing of the PDC Hall of Famer, the referee, Bruce Spendley. How will Bruce be remembered in the world of darts?
Well, he was really the first or one of the first superstar referees in darts. Before there was Russ Bray, before there was Kirk Bevins, there was Bruce Spendley. And from the start of the PDC and really the start of Phil Taylor's career, it was Bruce Spendley calling most of the big moments as the greatest player who ever lived became the greatest player who ever lived. So he's intertwined with Phil Taylor's career more so than obviously than any referee, but probably more so than any one person, because he was there for many of his biggest moments over 20, 25 years. He also was just a fantastic referee. Went back and watched a video the day he died, which was showing how his 180 call evolved over time. And it evolved with the sport from just, 180 to I can't do it. I'm hoping someone on who can do impressions. But he evolved and helped create what the sport is most known for, at least by people who don't follow it, the 180 call. He and Russ Bray, of course, the two first real famous ones. That did help increase darts' popularity. That was one of the first things that struck me about the sport. And Bruce Spendley was still refereeing only just when I started watching darts a decade ago. It was the 180 call that was the most noticeable thing about the sport. And yeah, I mean, he's, from the beginning of the World Championships in the BDO through the split, through the PDC, he was there, and seeing darts emerge as one of the leading, from a pub sport to a leading television sport. Yeah, I don't, trying to see what more to add. There's not much more. That was a fantastic referee, an advert for the sport, and he will be missed.
Yeah, I think you said it perfectly. PDC website, when they put their article out about Bruce sadly passing away, and they had in the headline legendary referee, and I think they've got that spot on. For me, he is right up there as one of the best referees to ever do it, one of the best in darts. He refereed 34 consecutive World Championships, 1980 to 2013. The last one that he called, you mentioned Phil Taylor. It was Phil Taylor's last world title, the 16th that he won against Michael van Gerwen in 2013. And not long after that, he was quite rightly inducted into the PDC Hall of Fame. And you've only got to look at the tributes that we've seen on social media everywhere else, from players, officials, fans of darts. Shows how much respect people had for him and how highly regarded he was in the world of darts. And like you, he was one of the referees that I first started watching, I guess, when I was watching the darts around 2004, 2005 time. He was an ever-present, and he was at all the big events. The 180 call you mentioned, I used to love his 180 call, his 140 call as well. And I was trying to think of some of the moments that he's been involved in that have stuck with me. And you've got the Colin Lloyd when he punched the board at Ali Pali is one that no one will forget. You mentioned one of the first World Championships you watched. That was the draft gate with James Wade and Adrian Lewis. He was on the stage for that one as well. Some 9 darters that he's called. The first one in the Premier League with Raymond van Barneveld when he came over from the BDO. Who can forget the one with Dean Winstanley at the World Championship when he ran off the stage basically after hitting that one. I think it was against Vincent van der Voort. But these are just great moments, and Bruce will be remembered for those moments. And you're always going to go on YouTube and watch classic games, and more often than not, when you look through that time span, 30, 35 years, you'll see Bruce Spendley up on that stage as well. And you're going to hear from Gary Wood a little bit later, who's a PDC stage official, and he'll speak a little bit more about Bruce, because he's got some nice words to say about him as well. But yeah, like you, I think he will be always remembered in the world of darts as one of the best to ever do it.